In my opinion, this is probably the best haircut you could possibly get because of the way it grows out, the way it looks, the texture, the length. I've probably done hundreds upon hundreds of these haircuts. And what makes this haircut so special? So if you are somebody who likes having their hair short, but you don't want to have a skin fade, you don't want to have a low taper fade, a mid-drop fade, you can easily cut this shorter, but like a number 1 guard faded into everything. But the point is that this is a haircut that is going to allow you to not, if you're afraid to go super short on the sides, this is a great haircut for you. You could probably do like a number 2 guard or number 1 guard and start the fading and the blending about right here, because you really want to keep it more tapered around the ear area. But notice how soft it looks as it blends up into this. A lot of times people, when they're cutting hair, what they do is they bring this so high up and then it creates such an awkward disconnection. What you need to do is you have to have your hair start the blend much lower and work the way up the head. Now, you can use a number 2 guard, number 3 guard all the way up to here, but just make sure that the blending starts where the roundness of the head goes. And that is going to help really, really enhance the head shape. A lot of times people are getting their haircut wrong, and the hairstylist or the barber, they're leaving hair in areas where it shouldn't be, AKA you're gonna look like you need a haircut a week from the day you get your haircut. So I think the best way to achieve a haircut like this is to make sure that you are getting rid of all the hair in through here and then working it up in through this area, because this is where all of the magic is going to happen. Now, as far as the length goes, it is somewhat short, but I would say 2 inches max in length, no more than that, 1.5 inches, to 2 inches, in that kind of realm. And it goes, shorter here because it has to work its way up gradually to where it's longer. The biggest mistake that I see with this haircut is when people, AKA hair professionals, leave the front way too long. And what happens is this becomes a huge wall of hair to where it looks like it's really poofy and tall here, and then this is really, really short. It's not blended. When you have everything balanced like this, meaning it's almost the same length and works into this, that is when everything is going to move on its own. You're going to be able to reshape it because everything is working into itself. Anytime you have hair that is not connected or blended, that is probably why it's not laying properly. And let me know in the comments below, have you ever had a haircut to where this looks like a completely different thing than the rest? Like it's just one big wall of hair and it's not blended or connected. Or the other issue is when somebody actually cuts this too short. So what they'll do is they'll comb all this down and then cut it straight across. And then like I said in a lot of my videos, the hair travels. So if it's cut to right here, like this short, it's only going to travel to here. So it's going to stick straight down and fall straight down. You're not going to have any length in order to get that hair to spike up or to have some sort of texture. So make sure that you realize when you're getting your haircut, there needs to be some length to it in order for it to travel back to where it needs to be. If the hair is too long, this type of style, it'll end up laying very, very, it'll look like a wall of hair, or it'll look awkward because it's not blended. Now, can you have a longer area in through here? Sure, as long as it's all part of the style and works into itself. I've done haircuts like this where this is really short and this whole front bit here, I can slick this all the way back. It looks super cool, but again, it's a look in itself. So if that's the look that you want, you have to convey that to the hair professional and say, look, I want to have this a lot longer, so it has to go shorter and work all the way into this, so I can really just kind of create a focal point on the haircut to where I can slick this back and get some volume in through here. Now, as far as styling products, I have a wide variety of products. You can use any one of my powders. You can use my Extreme Hold Matte Paste. You can use my Structure Styler, which is something if you want it very, very soft. But if you want something that's really easy to use, it takes seconds to style it, blow dry the hair, and then you can use my talc powder. There's no talc in it. It's just what I've named it. I've had that name for many, many years. It's now a spray form. You can just spray it in the hair, a couple of sprays of the powder, and then work it in, and then you're good to go. A very, very matte finish. So this is something, and then lastly, when it comes to this is something that you actually don't want to do this to your hair. I've seen so many people, after I've cut their hair, the first thing they do, they go, oh yeah, it looks good, and they start patting it down, and look what that does. It completely just flattens the hair. This is a type of style where, when you're getting your hair cut, hopefully the hair professional is adding some texture to it, but you want to actually mess this up and create a lot of texture and volume. See how I'm lifting and lifting? I'm not patting, right? Patting just mats it, but lifting with the fingers like this is what creates that volume and that texture. So just make sure when you're styling it at home, you're more lifting from the root to go upwards and not patting your hair down like this. If you want to use any of my products, you can use code YouTube20. That's YouTube20 at shop.thesalonguy.com for 20% off. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.